Okay, hello friends. Hello, hello. Good. Oh, focus. Why it's not focusing? There you go. Hello friends, how's it going? Good evening. See, Mr. Ankit, hello. J. Origi, hello. Christian, hello. Nacho, Uter, LFK, hello. Ninewalker, Funzy. Oh, you're up late. One Drunk Man, howdy. How's it going? Also, let's see. Shones, hello.
Professional, big time, important streamer Migo. Can I get your autograph, Migo Poggers?
Reborn, welcome back. For 25 months. Also, how are you doing? You should have asked me for my autograph then when we met. Cobra, how's it going? Simon, Brapkey. Not gonna lie, thought you were my Genshin NPC? What? What is that supposed to mean? Ninewalker, thank you so much for the 32. Valley, what's up? V2. Lenzo Lucas, SO to 55. Thank you so much for the 31. I'm not a crook, welcome. The Fidium fiber ads piss me off. I've been waiting to hear back from them for like 2 months. Don't even know what that's about. Can I have your autograph? Maybe. Alright, Chutaro, hello. By the way, congrats on the working computer. Oh, thank you. I know. I actually sent out my so I've done two things. I've replaced my CPU successfully, and now it works at no throttling, and it's all good now, I think. And secondly, I've sent out my RAM for RMA, so hopefully that'll come back. But I'm working on a spare that thankfully Mr. Extra Prius, please, if he's around in chat, he actually sent out a couple of spare sticks. So I'm running on like 32 gig RAM right now, which is nice. But once I get my original RAM back, which was 64, I'll upgrade again. But yeah. Happy New Year's Eve, Slim Jim, Skin Eater. Thank you so much. Happy New Year's Eve to you too. Or almost Eve, I guess. Mason, hello. Yeffy, how's it going? Alright, so we got a bunch of things to do. So I'm gonna kind of cover it relatively quickly. But I want you guys to ask questions, participate, etc. Because that way we can cover things quickly and efficiently. But we're just gonna get through it, okay? So we have several things to do today. We have the Alchemy AL.6, which Mr. Yeffy here is in chat, and he's here to answer your questions if you need to. But of course, if you need me to answer any questions, I can do that too. And for which the pre-order is currently open. This will be open until the New Year's, so it probably will close on the 1st, sometime midday. Just so you know. And midday means midday Eastern Time, United States. Second, we're gonna go over the NK Cream Plus switches, which are the new switches that Novelkeys just announced today. And that's going to be, oh, Mr. Wantagon, thank you so much for the 13 months. Happy New Year to you too. So that's going to be the second thing, and we have a few other things that have come in over the course of the past few days. So let's go through it. So I think I'm gonna go cover the switches first, because that's probably like what a lot of people here are for, and also the build should proceed fairly quickly. But for the switches, I do want you guys to sort of like ask questions and like participate, so that like we can get through any questions you might have initially. But we're just gonna take a quick first look. There is a command, NK Creams, exclamation NK Creams is gonna cover what I'm going to cover today. Obviously no opinions or thoughts in that particular command, but like what specs and that kind of stuff, okay? Alright, Dizom97, hello Diego, finally able to catch your stream. I'm in Vietnam, by the way. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Amarade, hello, how's it going? Diego sounds like a professor right now. I mean, well, I guess I do have experience like TAing and stuff. All right, so let's get through it. So let's see. First, let's go through some of the mail I got. So first, I wanted to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors from Scratch USA, whom sent out some nice cables for me to try out. So these are actually custom cables that I asked like specific colors for, along with, I think it's an extra. But here, let me just show you. So I got some, so these are like Limo style connectors. So these are not original Limo connectors, unlike the ones that Space Cables just put up recently. But these are Limo style connectors. This one is kind of like Serica themed, which is like, you know, yellow and black. So you can just, you know, connect it like that. Very easy to disconnect. You just pull. Quite simple. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pin connectors. I believe some of the other ones I've seen are 4-pin connectors. But yeah, these are like Limo style. Like I think this is like the 0B size, which is like the bigger one. The 1B I think is like, or 0B I think is the smaller one, and then the 1B might be the bigger one. I forget which one's which, but yeah. So I have a straight cable here, like kind of like Serica themed. Pretty nice. One B bigger than 0B. Thank you. Yes. This one, it came out a little bit darker than I initially intended. It's supposed to have like a beige undertone underneath, or like a kind of grayish beige undertone underneath. But the outer was a bit bright and the inner was a bit too dark. So I am getting a replacement for this soon. But it's just kind of like to show. Again, USB-C. Right now, all of their cables are USB-C. I don't think they have alternate connectors, like, I mean, like ports specifically, like Mini EV or others. But I will talk to Ruby to see if they plan on bringing those into their store. But they also do have like coil cables and straight cables in stock, so you can always check out from Scratch USA for those. But yeah, they also have a custom matching service where you basically can provide like color codes and the like, and they will match it. So in this case, this is basically a Hyperfuse themed cable, which uses like a nice teal, cyan teal, and then this nice, you know, vibrant purple. Might look a little bluer on your screen. I'm not sure actually if the color grading is correct here. But yeah, this looks really nice, at least in person. Has a nice light gray heat shrink. But yeah, like a Hyperfuse kind of style cable, which I've always wanted, so I asked this to be matched. But yes, these are like Fimo, so these are going to be like, you know, Limo style, but not original Limo. So yeah, these won't be as expensive, I would say, than original Limo connectors, at least as far as the connectors themselves go. But because like if you do a custom service and you're paying for the service itself, so it might cost you a little bit more in there. But yeah, some of these cables that Ruby from Scratch sent out, and that I'll be using in the future. But just wanted to show you guys some of these guys. But again, big thank you to Ruby for sending these out. This is of course also not the custom packaging that they will use normally when they send out orders. This is just like, this is not like the final packaging version. This is just like kind of like what they had. And also because I got 3 cables instead of like, you know, just 1. So in the case of that you get like a like an actual, you know, cable order, then you'll probably get it in like its own packaging. But this is like more like the way their generic packaging looks like for like their coiled or their like straight cables. But yeah, are these cables from Dispatch Cables? No, these are from Scratch USA. But yeah, these are pretty cute. These are really nice. I actually really like how the like overall the quality of this like feels pretty nice. The connectors especially, they do feel pretty sturdy, which is always something that I'm concerned about with cables. Like if they rotate or anything like that, that's not a good sign. It means like usually the this part here is kind of weak and like wasn't done properly, especially like with the heat shrink around the connectors and stuff, like the ports. But yeah, like this part like feels pretty sturdy, so I don't think I'll have issues. Like if I disconnect and connect it often, I don't think I'll have issues with this like loosening up too quickly. So yeah, so anyway, we'll see how these hold up over the years, but gonna be using these later. Oh no, Diego, don't go? What? F? Oh, am I dropping frames again? Right. It's happening. It's happening, huh? I'm still here, but it looks like I am dropping some frames. It should stabilize hopefully soon. Yeah. The whole stream is lagging. Blame my internet for that. I honestly don't know. It's so weird. I go look at my Twitch inspector here. So yeah. Stream health looks excellent apparently, but anyway, it is what it is. It should stabilize hopefully soon. If it's not good, let me know. But okay. So here we have the NK Cream Plus switches. Comes with a nice Ron, I guess spellbook Ron sticker. Pretty cute. Here are the inserts. Copper, silicone, and titanium. And here are some of the switches. So I already took some of these out and lubed them and whatnot. So I'm just gonna show you what the packaging looks like. The packaging is pretty much the same as any other of the Novelty Cream Plus switches. You know, standard Novelties box with a Novelties bag, which holds 36 switches total each per bag. And then, you know, you open the bag, and the switches are all black. So they are all black. They have, you know, the 5-pin, and they also have the LED slot as well. So just for you to look at this. Is everything good video wise? Are we good? But yeah, these are all black switches. So basically the opposite of the Cream Dream switches, which are all white. These are all black. But the more peculiar thing about these switches is that they have these interchangeable inserts made out of different materials. When the switches come stock, they do not come with any insert on them. So I will actually open up a few switches and show you guys what they look like, and then on the inside, and then we can go through like what it looks like, what it sounds like with the inserts on and whatnot. So I'm just gonna open up a switch here. So you open up a switch here, as you can see, standard KL branding, which for some reason they always have it like upside down if it's north facing. Basically it's like south facing. Okay, you take off the lid here, the top piece, and there's the stem. I'm gonna try to grab the stem with a stem grabbing thingy. Do I have one actually? I don't know. Maybe not. I'm just gonna grab it with tweezers then. Of course I drop it. So they are stock right now, and immediately I can see that there is no factory lube on the sides, but there is some factory lube on the front legs. Right now it's a little dirty because I literally just dropped it. But there is a very, very small amount of factory lube at the front legs. Sorry about that, it's dirty already. But there is a small amount of factory lube there. Just on the legs. Nowhere else that I can see right now, okay? Nowhere else can I see any factory lube. On the stem, at least. And then what's peculiar about them is that on the bottom of the switch stem, it is hollowed out. It is hollowed out, so this has a hole in the middle of the center pole of the stem. Okay? So I'm just gonna go through all the parts first, and then I'll come back to the inserts. The spring is just a standard stainless steel spring. And then the bottom housing, that's what the bottom housing looks like. And what I can see is that there is some application of oil down there. I'm not sure if you can see, it kind of looks like symmetrical, but there is a very slight bit of oil here. Like I can actually touch it, I think. Can actually touch it with the tweezers, but there is a bit of oil applied to the very, very bottom of the housing. So that's for the spring primarily. So that will not touch the stem, it'll only touch the spring. So it's for the spring to not ping as much even when it's stuck. Right? Alright, so that's basically, that covers the basics of that. And then let's go back to the stem here. So here's a stem. And let's take a look at the inserts here. So I'm gonna just open up the copper ones first. Okay, so the copper ones here just look like that. They're very small. They're also not magnetic. And so that's what these look like, right? These are just copper inserts here. And you can just, you know, grab these with your tweezers or your hands or whatever. Obviously, if you have like lube on your hands, probably not a good idea. But if your hands are like clean, you know, you can just grab the insert and put it through the bottom. Oh, I'm an idiot. But they're very small, so okay, there we go. Alright. So nice and flush. Almost flush. Now flush. So as you can see, it doesn't quite fall out or anything. It doesn't just slide out, which is nice. I'm assuming that if you obviously apply lube into on the insert, that's probably not a good idea. It will help it slide out easily, so don't do that. But there it is, nice and tight, you know. But yeah. Where do you get those screw holders? From CBB Planet. I've never seen this before. What does a different material change for the switch? So it will change the way they bottom out on the bottom housing of the switch. It's a little too close, huh? So that's for copper. Is your Thika black or gray? It's brown. It's brown. Did you say CBD? No, CBB Planet. Just do exclamation sponsors, and there's a website linked on the sponsors page. It's cbbplanet.com, and you can actually get a discount if you use the link there also. Alright, so these are now the titanium inserts. Pretty much just looks like that. Kind of looks almost like steel. And then finally, we have the silicone inserts, which are a little bit harder to take out actually, because they kind of get stuck to the bag. Because of the static. I'm just gonna put them next to the titanium ones. But there you go. And that's what the silicone ones look like. Is down there a different profile? Oh, it's probably just the switch is not all the way in. Because I think there's a hot swap board. They're full silicone. Are they harder to install? Not in particular, it seems. I mean, they are a bit soft. And they kind of glide a little bit more easily, but they still stay, right? Like, I just inserted it and it still stays there. But, no, it's not that much difficult, really. It's not difficult, really. You definitely wouldn't want, like, lube on the insert, though. Because that would probably make it glide a little too easily. Same goes for the titanium one, right? Like, it just grab it and push it in. Alright, yeah, so yeah, it's kind of like tap dancing shoes for your switches, yes. Yeah, that's sort of the idea. Okay, so that covers the basics of the switch. So it's like your standard cream switch, but with a hollowed out stem and an interchangeable insert, right? So I'll put these separately over here. These switches I'll just put away for now because I already have switches prepared. So I'm gonna go through that all together right now. So let's just get through this. All right, so all right, wonder what is the order if you want to break them in? No, I would break them in first and then do everything else. Probably break them in, insert, then lube. I would not want to put any lube before you put the insert in, because what if you accidentally put lube on the near the hollowed part of the stem, you might cause it to glide out, right? So you have to be a little bit more careful as to not getting lube close to the center pole. That would be my only concern, I think. Valid concern, at least. So yeah. Yeah, I would probably break them in, stock, and then worry about everything else. Alright, so are we here, chat? Okay. So I prepared several combinations, just like a handful of each. So basically these are all lube switches. So this is all lubed. This is gonna be stock, right? Complete stock. And I'm just gonna go through all of them pretty quickly. So just let's show off our Alchemy Keycap puller, which I've been using lately, but this was kindly given out by Mr. Yeffy. And this is aluminum and brass with this hammered brass piece. Looks really sleek, and of course it's attached using these screws. And you can also open it up, like you can take it out, like take off these screws and take out this brass piece, and you can actually open up the whole thing and see how the wires are attached, which is actually something that I'll show you right now. Why not? But this is very, very nice. So you can actually take off these countersunk screws. And maybe I'll just push it through. So there comes off our brass piece. So the brass, nicely machined. And then finished on one side. And look at this very ingenious design. This is so good. Look how smart this is. The way this wire is being held. It's literally just held by a singular screw here, which actually looks like it's Torx, I think. but literally just uses a singular screw to hold this wire down. But you know, and then it's just two little bent pieces of wire, and they're just held there. It's made like nice. X being a Spyderco one, yeah, example, yeah. But this is really smart. Considering that a lot of the problems that like, you know, custom keycap pullers like this can have is that the weakest point of these keycap pullers is the wire. And so if this comes, you know, if this breaks or something like that, this at least provides a way to replace it. Whereas in many cases, whether it's the plastic ones or other ones that you might have seen out there, you can't. You virtually can't really replace it. So it's pretty nice. You should burger mount the wires. But yeah. And these will be in stock, as Mr. Yeffy says. And there is a full alu, and I mean, sorry, a full brass version, my bad, which I believe Mr. Lulstax showed, right? Diego didn't read my joke about the brass insert. Feels bad. Wait, what joke? I hope removing the brass piece isn't as difficult as removing the artisan tray badge. Thanks, Nacho. Speaking of tray badge, I got a patina badge for my tray over here, which I could actually try removing the thing for, but maybe I won't do it after you said that. After the slander, I'll just leave it on top. All right. So let's I do think this was a hot swap board, yeah? Yeah, okay, cool. So this is a hot swap board, so I'm just gonna remove these switches here. When people say a board sounds foamy, too foamed, what do they mean by that? Does it sound too marbly or muted muffled? It just means that, so a lot of the times when you put a lot of foam into a board, it kind of sounds the same. Like most boards, so if you compare board A and board B, both filled with foam, they kind of sound similar regardless of the design of A being different from B. I think that's normally what people try to say, but yeah. Alright, so let's first do, what should we do? Should we put like stock, lubed, and then the other three types in the same on the same row maybe? Maybe that's the easiest way first to just compare. Or I don't know. You guys can suggest how we should compare this. There's no like great way to do it. But you guys can tell me. Maybe I should have removed all these other switches, but it's okay. Alright, so let's just okay, so I have them in the order of stock, lubed, silicone, copper, and titanium, okay? So I'm gonna just put some keycaps on this.
Hello, Daigo.
Oh, Aethorak, hello, how's it going? Alright, folks. So, let me move the mic over. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, now I'm ready. Okay, so it's stock, lubed, silicone, copper, and titanium. Okay, so it goes all the way until maybe I'll take out the keycaps around the ones that aren't. So up till there. So it's from R to I here. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so this is stock. So I can hear a decent bit of spring crunch. Spring is dry, so I think that's spring crunch. And then this one is lubed. This is these all have lubed springs. I lubed the springs with Victorinox oil, and then I lubed them all with 2.5 grade 0. But the ones with the inserts obviously have the inserts with them. But otherwise, yeah, these are 2.5 grade 0. Okay, no films. Stock, lubed, stock, big difference, right? So you can definitely get rid of a lot of the spring crunch as soon as you lube the spring. And then if you lube the stem, then you'll make the sound different, right? Do you have a regular stock cream? I probably do, but let me check. Regular cream switch. Oh, this is lubed. I don't think I have a regular stock cream switch because I don't use them. Then the other ones I had, I probably sent back. So, do I have any stock cream switches? Yeah, no, I don't think I do. Do they still smell like fish? No, they don't. All right. Here is, again, stock, lubed. Okay, now, between the lubed and the insert ones, I'll compare those. So this is lubed with no insert. This is lubed with silicone insert. So, first of all, the silicone insert kind of feels like it kills the downstroke. So what you're hearing more of, I think it's the upstroke, and the downstroke is just dampened out. Oh wait, no. Lubed with no insert. And then the silicone. It's like a silent switch, yeah. Does it feel mushy? Not quite. It feels like, so like the bottom out is still hard because the base of the insert here, like the base of this tiny insert. Come on, focus. Oh wait. The base of this tiny insert here is pretty narrow. Like it's not humongous, right? Like you can see that base is just like a small circle. So it's not like it doesn't feel mushy because of that. You can still feel like it's hitting kind of like plastic-like hardness, but it kills the sound of the downstroke. So yeah, it's not quite mushy though, I don't think. All right, so that's the silicone. So lubed silicone. And then now this is going to be copper. So lubed with no insert. Oh. And lubed with copper. And this is lubed normal. And that's titanium. So copper, titanium. So the copper one is probably the loudest one, followed by titanium, followed by the regular lube plastic one, and then finally with the silicone being the quietest, so to speak. You have an insert above your... Oh, I do. Yeah, probably just flew away from earlier. But yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much what those sound like. I don't know where my tweezers just went. You guys see my tweezers? Tweezers? Oh, here. Yeah. So yeah, again, lubed. Do you hear any ping in person? Not really. So the sound is like, it is distinctly metallic, especially in the copper one. But it's not pingy. If you're hearing ping, it might be the spring or the leaf more likely than the insert here in this case. So I don't think the insert is moving at all. Like it's not rattling, if that makes sense. So copper. Now, a few comments. First of all, the first thing I immediately noticed is that the downstroke is, the travel is shortened. So it is essentially a long pole switch. So if I, press this all the way, it effectively shows the properties of a long pole switch. It does bottom out sooner. So it's going to have a shortened travel. It's no longer going to be your 4mm bottom out. It's going to be 4mm minus whatever the thickness of that base circular portion is, right? So it definitely feels like a long pole switch, and you can just tell right away. So that's the number one thing. No matter which insert you use, it does feel like a shortened travel. Not by a lot, but it is still shortened. It's no longer the 4mm full travel that you normally have in a cherry switch. So are they as tight as the regular cream switches? Yes. So like I opened these up already, right? And I'm not using films right now, and I don't feel play on it. So if I like just take out a cap here and I try to wiggle it, there's no play It's very, the top housing is very nicely clasped onto the bottom housing, so there's no play, there's not much wobble, and so I don't think you need films, just like any other cream switches, in my opinion. You could use thin films like the 0.125 millimeter films from Makebo or TX, and you could use those, but yeah, I don't think you need them personally. Okay, so I think the main question that people are wondering is, should I buy an insert? And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 4 of these guys. Now they won't be really be like a great comparison, but what I'm gonna do is I have lubed, and then I will have copper, and then I'll have titanium here at the bottom. Then I'll go ahead and put the rest of them. So copper, oh, hi Kupo, thank you so much for the 10 months. So I'll put 4 of those. I'll remove the silicone one. And then, so we'll compare the louder switches first here. Stock. And then we're gonna, okay, this was the spare titanium one, okay. And then let's see, let's put on the rest of the caps. So it doesn't matter what order, they're the same row. And then I'll try to avoid using any of the what should we call it, scooped keycaps. Would you classify Xiaomi PBT as good as CRP? No, I would prefer CRP way more over Xiaomi. Xiaomi's pretty good, but I don't think there's anything that's as good as CRP other than like OG die subs, to be frank. They are on the wrong place. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're the same row. So let's not worry about what keys are placed where. So yeah. All right. So this is going to be lubed with no insert. That's lubed with copper inserts here. And then now this is lubed with titanium inserts. Note that there is going to be a difference between the three of them because of what row they're on. So that's something to keep in mind, just so you know. Titanium is a bit more muted than the copper. I can tell that IRL. Copper has a clackier kind of sound signature, louder, more like brighter sound overall. Titanium, on the other hand, definitely has a bit slightly muted and maybe slightly deeper kind of sound compared to the copper, at least. And again, based on the row profile, this will change, so it's kind of hard to say like what the exact difference is, but that's like a more qualitative assessment of this. Do you have 3 Thecas and 270 switches per chance? No, I don't. Put 2 of each in each row. Yes, I can do that. So we have, okay, we can do that. So I'm just gonna switch these over, and that will be the last thing I do for the overview. So I'll do that, and then I will move these guys over. So I will take this one out, take that out. That out, and then put copper, and titanium. Would you choose copper over just lubed? I like the sound of copper as far as if I wanted something louder, yeah. I think out of them, to be personal, like my personal preference is I don't like long pole switches, period. So I would choose a regular cream switch on first impression because I don't like long pole switches. If the inserts were offset by a slightly longer bottom out section for the insert, then I would pick copper or titanium. Silicone, not my thing. Silent switch is not my thing. So that's my opinion. But yeah, so that's kind of like my take on that, at least, is that I would just pick regular because I don't like long pole switches as much. Are they even more wobbly with the inserts now? No. The inserts are like nice and snug into that like bottom stem portion that it makes no difference other than slightly longer stem essentially, and like a harder like the different sound that you get. So it's not quite wobbly, yeah. Non-long pole switches bottom out on the rails though. No, they bottom out on the center pole. You're just gonna keep using everything's blacks either way? Also, yeah, true. Alright, so here is lubed with no insert. Lubed with copper. And lubed with titanium. Should I just do this with 2 hands? I assume the silicone inserts would be muted. Yes, you can actually check it out now. Since I just removed them by happenstance, but I can put them on this row if you want. Oopsie. This is exactly why it would not get a brass keycap holder, is that if it slips off my hand and it falls on an aluminum board, it's gonna dent the board before anything else. Because I am very accident prone. So here is this is the silicone ones. Are they mushy? They kind of feel just like they just feel like silent switches. If you felt silent switches the way they bottom out, it's that feeling. It's the same feeling of the bottom out of a silent switch, which is not great. I don't like the bottom out of silent switches. I hate it. It feels so. It feels like something's stopping me, you know? It feels like I want to bottom out on the switch and something's stopping me, and that's how the silent switches feel. That's how this one feels too. It just feels like it's dampened out. It feels like something just absorbs the energy away. But yeah. It's not particularly mushy, but the way it dampens the sound is odd for me. But if you like a silent switch, it's great for you. So this is, again, silicone, regular loop with no insert, copper, titanium. Have you tried the J-Week semi-silent switches? No, because I am not interested in them. But that's the main reason I haven't tried them, because I have no interest in silent switches. And also because nobody has sent me any to try. So that's the other big reason really that I haven't tried them. All right. So I think that covers that. What do they sound like on mods? I mean, I can just check like what's a good mod to check, like a shift or a backspace maybe. I think backspace could be a good option to try. All right, and I'm gonna definitely have to swap out a keyboard if I'm gonna keep doing this. All right, backspace here. That's the last thing I'm doing, and then we're gonna move on to the build. How's that? All right. Okay, this is Lube with no insert. Sounds like a regular cream switch, to be honest. Nothing crazy. Silicone. Silicone. You're also hearing the plastic sound of the stabilizer, so that's why it's a bit louder than a regular Guan switch position. Copper. A bit more reminiscent of a long pole switch. And then lastly, we have titanium. Wait, I think that's right? Yeah. quite similar. I have a question for Diego. Any yummy dishes you've eaten? Recently I went to eat 돼지곰탕 at 옥동식, which was really good. Recently I had some tacos, which were pretty good. I am excited to try some pork feet hot pot sometime in January, which I have a reservation for. So yes, exciting food adventures for me always around the corner. Okay, I think that covers that though. If anybody had any other questions, but let me check the chat in case I missed anything. Let's see. Okay, I don't think so. All right, so I think that should cover for that at least, and you can compare it to a regular MX Black. Oh, it's not properly. And that's what the MX Black sounds like. Alright, so I think that covers that. Do you guys have any other things to ask about? Just like we suspected, MX Black is the winner. I mean, I'm biased to not admit it, but I do like my MX Blacks. But maybe it's just me being a stickler for it. Good testing? Okay. TX stabs or stabies? These are stabies. These are stabies. Yeah. I have stabies on this board. I like the copper one, and the titanium one I like too, actually. I think the titanium one on a full board might actually sound pretty good. I do feel like if you want a prominent sound, go for the copper. But if you want something in the middle, the titanium is pretty good. Yeah. I'm like spitting everywhere, yuck. But yeah, I would say that it wouldn't be a bad choice to pick titanium for something not nearly as loud as the copper one. I'm spitting. Yeah.
19 months of greasy squeaky love.
19 months of greasy squeaky love. Hello, Mr. Avo. Thank you so much for the 19 month. Forgot we get Linus now? Yeah. We get Linus now. It's changed a couple of times now. I think we only did. Oh, I guess we only did it twice, like GLaDOS and Linus, because GLaDOS was getting a little too rebellious. Fuck, got here too late. Late for the cream test, yeah, for the cream plus testing. But I think people can give you the TLDR. The TLDR is silicone kind of feels like a long pole silent switch. Feels like a long pole, sounds like a silent switch. So like downstroke is sort of like quieted out. And then for the copper is probably the loudest one, the clackiest kind of switch. Just overall like louder and brighter in sound. Again, as soon as you put an insert, it kind of feels like a long pole switch. Are you building with the new cream stick? Was this just a switch review? This was just a switch review because I don't have enough of the Cream Plus switches like modded to build with. So yeah, I can't build with them. I can't build them with them even if I wanted to, right now at least. And then the titanium was kind of like in the middle, where it's still louder than a regular lubed Cream Plus switch, but it does have a slightly like more metallic and harsher like note to it, but a bit quieter compared to the copper ones. Slightly more muted compared to the copper ones, I would say. But overall though, I like them. There's no wobble that's added or anything like that. Like there's no like downsides to it. The only downside to really look out for is like if you're lubing your switches, you do not want to accidentally lube the part where the insert meets the housing of the bottom of the stem, my bad, because otherwise it'll like the stem will just slip out because of the grease. So you just want to be a little bit more careful when modding your switches. Like I do think that the production should be perfectly fine, but I do think that they said like for the prototypes, like which are these, they're slightly less snug than there will be in the actual units. But I mean, yeah. Alright, great. So I think that covers it. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go wash my hands real quick and clean this up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'll BRB. And yes, we will be doing the AL.6 right now. BRB. Okay. All right. Let's get to it, friends. Did the GAM and pair stickers count to the 3-month sticker claims? No, I kind of included them in pretty much every package I sent out to people. Because both were meant to be just for, like for regulars, like for people who would get packages and stuff. So I just included them in like packages like for the stream. So like sub sticker stuff or like other stuff, yeah, I'll like send them out. I think I don't have any more of the pairs JD stickers anymore. I think I have maybe a few of the JD, I mean of the square ones from GAM, but I think that's about it. Yeah. Do you keep track of how many stickers we've gotten? I try. Yeah, I know more or less how many people have gotten, like every person. But I don't know exactly which ones you've gotten overall because I don't always keep close track of those. Like sometimes I forget which ones I've already sent and which ones I haven't. So for those, you'll have to keep track. And I also might send duplicates, and that's unfortunate, but it happens. Oh, also, I don't send like if you missed a certain time to fill out the form and stuff, I don't send like catch-up stickers, so to speak, because it's hard to keep track of everybody like that. So I don't know. Yeah. All right. Let's get started. Also for production, everything will be individually wrapped nicely inside the case with stickers. Oh, perfect. Mr. Sean, hello. In here for a quick second. Working on college app makes me want to die. Well, I hope that college apps go well. Isn't the common app due like now, basically? I guess no wonder. It's due. I see. It's simply due. I see. I know. I remember January 1st was a thing. This was so long ago that I can't relate, but this was like well over a decade ago, so I don't know. I don't even know what is the process like now. Maybe it's a little different, but best of luck, Sean. It's a lot of work. All right, it is build time. So today we are building the AL.6 by Alchemy. You can check out their profile at alchemy.cnc. We have this wonderful hot pink aluminum plate. In the production version, this is going to be a 7U bottom row. This is universal, just because this was a prior iteration of the plate, and this is what I got today. And for the board, also it comes in this very nice hard case, foam case with custom zipper tags and the nice Alchemy, like I guess kind of like engraving sort of, or indentation. Distract me from my paints for 5 minutes. Sounds good. It looks like a unicorn case, so I mean, the idea is similar. So, we have this built because Mr. Yeffy sent out this with his own build. This currently has Ultraglide MX Blacks, which are the broken-in Hyperglide ones, with Wob Zuyin, I guess. And I believe this is an aluminum plate, yes. We can try this out, build it with my own MX Blacks, I guess, because I didn't know that this had MX Blacks. I just had MX Blacks ready. I can actually try a different switch. If you guys want me to build with a different switch, I can do it. I have some SP Star switches. I also have some OP Blacks. What else that's different? And then other stuff I already have it prepped for the build-a-thon, so I don't think I can use all of that. This isn't a certified lightning build. It's got split backspace. Which SB stars? I have SB star Polaris gray, which are the polycarb top, not nylon, and then gray stem linears. All right. Anyway, so I can test this one out, and we can Oh, maybe I'll try one of these cables. Kind of loud, but I kind of like it. Let's try out one of these cables. AL.6 build his with OP blacks. Okay. I can build mine with I can build mine with the SP stars that I recently lubed. Those were actually gonna go into one of my build-a-thon builds, but I can just build with MX blacks on the other one then, which will be fine.
All 15 months, nice.
Stupid question, but is this build exchangeable with the unicorn? Probably not, because I believe the unicorn uses a different PCB, right? It's not your standard H60, if I recall. I mean, it's like H60, but it has like a different orientation for the daughter board, I think, for the 2.1, 2.2. Something like that. If Cute were here, he would be able to correct me, because I'm probably mistaken, but that I recall, no. Actually, wait, hold on. Can I go through here? Aha, there we go. Build it with MX Browns? No, I'm saving those for a different build. Yeah, daughter board is different than the JC position. Yeah, there you have it. So yeah, you cannot it's not interchangeable with the unicorn, unfortunately. So you're out of luck for that one. All right, so let's try this out first. Okay, so this right now, friends, has a Ultraglide switches. It should be the same specs as the one as the Dutch Master video, right? These are Ultraglides with I think probably 2.5, and this is an aluminum plate. And yeah, for what build are you saving the MX Browns? I'm building a Saber by 4GT. On my build-a-thon, but yeah, you'll see it later if you come by on the 4th. All right, so this is Ultraglides on aluminum. Is the audio good? Okay, I think audio is good. All right, here you go. Ah. Pretty nice. All right. So that's what this one sounds like. All right, so that's what this one sounds like, and let's go ahead and build it with my switches. So let's do that now. Okay, so that's the reference typing test for this build. Just to kind of show you what this is like. It sounds really good. I of course really like the sound of MX Black switches overall. Can't say anything bad about it, to be honest. But yeah, so this is in the hot pink configuration, and what's kind of exciting to show you guys is this back portion. So this unit that I'll have here is this hot pink with a blackened brushed brass weight. And so it looks super nice. What I really like about the AL.6 is how the overall look of the board is like a two-piece case. Like if you look at it from the side, you're like, oh, this has to have two pieces, right? There's a bottom, there's a top, but it's a one-piece case, and it has the tolerances on this board like are really good, right? Like the weight looks really nice. So overall, like at first glance, this looks really nice. It looks really nice with the black and brass. I'm very happy how it looks like this. So very happy to build this. So let's take this build out and give it a shot. All right, so maybe I need to do this. I just pull it from here. All right, so there is the build here. We're just gonna put it aside. This is going back to Mr. Yeffy. Get to keep the O-ring. Okay. All right, so are we gonna try MX Blacks or SP Stars? Let's pick out. Is there a mod here? Is there a mod in chat right now? If there are no mods, I'll do it. Yes, pairs, or I see Mr. Poner is around too. Can someone just make a poll or say MX Blacks or SP Stars? Either is fine. I don't mind. Just pick one. Which board are the other switches going to go in? I don't know. I'll have to figure that out later. That's a question for later. If these aren't used, I'll use them somewhere else for sure. There's no reason I wouldn't use these somewhere else. So it's not a problem. Yeah. Oh, maybe I should just make. Can I mod Mr. One Drunk Man? How do I mod you from clicking? I can't click on this and mod you. It's so annoying. Okay, because I don't have a keyboard plugged in. Okay. Any JWK available? I guess OP Blacks are JWK, right? But other than that, do I have any like alpacas or anything? I don't think so. Not currently. Okay, mod One Drunk Man. Did I do that right? Yeah, there we go. Alright. So let's well, a new reign of terror has begun. Yes. He's now a janitor, he's not a mod. Alright. Mod's asleep, I know. Alright, let's just do a poll because people are too slow. Switches. MX Blacks, SP Stars, Polaris Gray. Alright, let's allow 2 minutes for that, or a minute is fine, really. Minute. Any chance you can do a comparison with the corn? I can, but no guarantee. I mean, there's no real good comparison because it's not the same switch. I think my unicorn is built with lavenders. But yeah, I can bring that out. Also, I think that one's also built with like FR4 or half FR4 or something like that too. So, but it's gonna be a bit different from this. Okay. Oh, that's a clear winner. Okay, I'll be right back. Let me get those switches. All right. Make sure I have the switches over here. Alright, so today we're gonna be building this with SB Star Polaris gray switches. Quickly vote MX Black now. Okay, so let's change the build command. It's supposed to be a hot pink 9 walker. Let's go to where's my window? Here. Okay, commands, exclamation build. Is gonna be, these are gonna be SP Star Polaris gray switches with Krytox 05 grade 0 with 60 gram springs and aluminum plate. Alright, great. So there it is. That's going to be today's build. Are these filmed too? No, so I did not film these SP Star switches for the reason being that I couldn't tell that there was a lot of play, like a lot of bottom housing, top housing play. So I didn't feel the need to film them. I hope I'm not wrong though. I hope I'm not wrong. That's all. Alright, so let me get some stabs here. We can just use some Keycap stabs. I have broken tabs on the top housings with film, as in like because it was too tight. That's pretty funny. Alright, where's my PCB? We're using a H60 today. Any diodes or anything? I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. Alright. I do get nervous though. I should probably test it, right? Okay, I'll test it. I get nervous with the PCB failure stuff. Let's test it out. Why not? Can't hurt to test some. Scoops feel weird after using bars for so long. It's the same way I feel about using bars, but I prefer using scoops. So that's pretty much what it is. I love scoop homing keys personally. All right, H60. All right, so I'm gonna build this with full backspace. So let's put that. Actually, I think I should have a layout saved for this. Let me see if I still have it though. With the PC reset, everything was sort of mixed up. H60. Alright, great. Oh, nice. Okay. So we're gonna do 7U Sangan here. And then split right shift. Okay, everything else looks pretty good. Alright, test out the PCB here. Bars gang here as well. That makes sense. That's fine. Alright, let's just quickly go through I don't think there should be a problem, but you never know. So need to turn off those LEDs. Scoop supremacy, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the affirmation here. Alright, awesome. All good. Oh, let's turn off those LEDs. LEDs, lighting, effect, off, underglow brightness, turn it all the way down, and then off. Okay, great. Alright, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Love the new look of the H60s. Oh yeah, they're great. I love this print. It looks so cool. Alright, cool. Diego, what kind of plates you like? MX Browns? Personally, big fan of both aluminum and polycarbonate. I actually have not tried MX Browns on FR4, I think. I've tried them on brass. It's okay, but I don't like the harshness of brass, so I tend to skip brass or steel, though I have tried both, actually. They're fine. They're just harsher bottom out wise, and I don't like that as much feeling wise. Yeah, I would say aluminum, like full alu, half polycarb, or fully polycarb, they're both good, are pretty solid. They slap on FR4 as well? Nice. I have not tried FR4 with MX Browns for some reason. I've tried them on carbon fiber. Oh yes, carbon fiber, really nice. I have them. I have MX Browns on my JNV2CE with carbon fiber, with the default carbon fiber plate that it came with, and it's really nice. I really like how it sounds and feels on that one. So there's that option too. Whatever happened to tactile switches supposed to be in a stiff plate? Do you remember that? No, it was the opposite. The original norm back in the day was stiff plate with linears, so stainless steel plate on brass or stainless steel plate or brass plate with linears like MX Blacks and whatnot, and they would use flexible plates like half polycarb for tactile switches. That was the idea back in the day. That was the Korean custom sort of ideal. The boomer meta. How did Holy Pandas on brass become a thing? Because brass, around the time when brass plates started becoming popular, Holy Pandas also came out. That's why they both became a combo that people use a lot. It was late 2016, early 2017-ish when we saw that transition into brass plates. Actually, more like mid 2017. And then, so brass plates started becoming popular then, and then Holy Pandas came out that year too. Like, Keycaps on Top Clack, along with Man of Interest, they came up with the whole idea of the Holy Panda, which was combining the Halo True or Halo Clear with the Inver housing. So that was why. It was coincidentally, it was around the same time. And then of course there was that legendary typing test by Mr. Nathan Kim, aka Feel Good Music, aka Teha Types now, who did the feel with Holy Pandas on a brass plate with GMK Oblivion and a Shishi on Escape. Yeah, so that became the meta, so to speak. Do you remember how much people sold Holy Pandas for? Yeah, I know because I sold mine. I know because I sold mine because I did not like them anymore. I didn't want anything to do with them, so I sold mine. I actually I undersold them because at the time I think people were flipping them for like $5 or something like that. I sold them for like $3, which is still a lot. I was like I paid like $150 per switch here, so if I'm making $150 a pop, it's fine. It was only like 90 switches, so it's like whatever. Lightning 8 well that day, yeah. KBBQ right there, guys. KBBQ day. Trade switches, get 1 KBBQ. Oh man, that's funny. My goodness. My last Diego stream of 2022, Mr. Juan! Oh my goodness. Thank you. Also, happy almost end of the year and happy new year too. I will say happy new year too properly once the new year comes around, but dude, thank you so much for all the support, all the hype this year, dude. Juan, Dodgy came about this year, right? Really? So it's been an eventful year for you too, hasn't it? If you look back, a very eventful year for Mr. Dodgy as well. This is how Diego funded his first streaming setup. My first streaming setup was just a webcam. I didn't even have a proper mic. I had like one of those cheap headsets. I didn't even know if it was branded. Maybe it might have been a Logitech thing, but I didn't even have a proper mic at all. Like I didn't even have a USB mic. I just had a webcam and one of those headset mics. That was my first stream. I didn't even have like you know, like a cheaper USB mic. I'm pretty sure it went to Resin Fund. No, probably not actually. I got much more into artisans later. I actually was really into keyboard stuff for a long time. So I probably went into a key set. Or a keyboard. Probably. Juan, the main character of 2022? Up there. Dodgy keyboards. 2022, big star. This ain't about me, but love you guys. We're here to have a good time. And if you want to have a good time, I am doing I don't have a command for this right now, but I announced it on Instagram and on my Discord server if you haven't joined yet. I do have a Discord server, first of all, !Discord for that. But if you go to my socials, !socials, on IG I posted, and on Twitter as well, that I'm going to do a subathon/buildathon event on the 4th of January. That's the Wednesday that's coming. I'm going to be building a bunch of my own boards, mainly to catch up on my own builds, and also really to kind of like give back to the community. Really, it's been about 1.5 years since I did my first subathon, which helped fund the PC actually that I'm currently streaming on, which I'm very thankful for. And funnily enough, it recently failed, and I had to replace a bunch of parts for it. But here we are, and 1.5 years later, I'm doing my second long stream kind of event. And we'll be catching up with a bunch of my own builds and have a bunch of prices, from keyboards to key sets. Actually, probably more loaded in prices than I expected, but we just have a lot of stuff, and so that's what I'll be doing. I don't have a command for it yet, but do check out the announcement. There's like a list of prices on the Discord as well as my Instagram and Twitter, but yeah. That'll be on Wednesday. I'll be starting in the morning, like late morning really. When do you start streaming? I started streaming, I have the exact date of my first stream, hold on. My first stream was a Mira SE build. Actually, funnily enough, I had a guest that stream. Pudsey was actually visiting New York City that time, and he had the idea of building his mirror as well as mine, and we were like, oh, why don't we stream this to... Actually, we were streaming it to show some friends, actually some of my friends, some mutual friends, and it was mostly just to share to them, like what we were up to. But yeah, we built the Mira SE back then. Let's see, the first stream I did was on... Let's see, streams... 2018, January 18. So actually this... Wow! So in about 20 days, I'll have been 5 years since my first stream. It'll be my 5-year anniversary on Twitch. Technically not on Twitch like as an account, but on Twitch as a streamer, so to speak. So I guess the subathon could be also to kind of celebrate my 5th year on Twitch, but it doesn't really matter because I streamed that day, like on January in 2018, and then I didn't stream for half a year because I just was really busy. Back then I was actually like I was like attending school, and so I was just really busy, and also that year had a lot of ups and downs for me. To put it shortly, it was a bright and a dark year at the same time for me, and really needed to focus on myself that first half of the year, especially. Things got a lot better from then, but I would say that first half of the year of 2018 was a very difficult year for me, and so I just had to work on myself, and I kind of took a step away from keyboards after that. Was a command to check how long you've been following subbed again? I don't remember, but I can just check it here. You've been following since April 25th, 2021 and have been subbed for 10 months. According to what my Twitch thing says. Follow age? Yeah, follow age is one. I think for sub age is just, I think you can just check your subscription page as well. Glad it worked out. You came back. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, it's somehow, well, so streaming has never been like a main thing for me, and it probably won't be, you know, at least not in the sense of like, you know, having to make it full time or anything like that. For me, it's an outlet to de-stress, to have fun, to share my stuff to the world out there, and to, like, you know, to y'all. So that's kind of like what it's always been about for me. It's just to kind of do something that I can interact with other people and have a good time at the end of the day. Also get bullied by Twitch chat. Never forget the bullying. Yeah. Twitch chat pretty bully heavy, but it's okay. It only helps my my Stockholm syndrome, right? I'm just kidding. Damn, some of y'all have been following me for 2 years, 3 years, a year, almost 3 years, almost 3 years. Damn. I don't think I didn't have a lot of followers until like late. Actually, I don't even know. You can probably check one of those Twitch tracker pages, and those have like the specs of like how many followers you've had in your entire lifetime Twitch, like in your entire like Twitch career or whatever. So I didn't really have that many followers for a very long time. It only kind of popped off, I would say, like in 2020 was really the year, like, because of the pandemic. But I think before then, 2019, I did still have a lot more streams though. So I would say 2019 was really the year that it expanded a lot more. But I think 2018 was still a pretty primitive stage. Like I knew people, I streamed like for friends really. But it wasn't like very well known that I was doing that. Yeah. How has streaming changed in the 5 years? A lot and very little at the same time. the essence of build streams hasn't changed. All it is about is to build something and have people watch you do it. That's really what it is. And yeah, me talking to this brick wall right in front of me, supposedly talking to a screen and to people, but if someone outside were to look at me, I probably would look like a great idiot. But it's okay. That hasn't changed in the 5 years. But I would say that what has changed is that there still has been a bit more structured stuff out there too, like more like kind of like talk style streams came about too, like a bit more like just chatting kind of experiences, like thanks to obviously like they had Types Nathan, for example, like Anthony01, he was one of the first streamers too. He would cook on stream too occasionally. Actually he still does. He recently came back and he still does sometimes cook on stream. And then there's like been like, you know, Top Clack and was one of the earlier streamers too. They kind of had that like talk show sort of like format where they're like, you know, a duo that would talk about relevant topics / news, and a lot of people kind of flocked around them to sort of talk about, like, you know, what's exciting about keyboards, keyboard news. Sometimes they would have guests. They would have guests where you know, they would invite people to interview and to talk with them. So yeah, Diego where cook stream? Never, until I have my own place or something like that, which is not gonna be soon. But no cook stream for me. I don't want to bother doing that when I live with other people. The setup is too cumbersome, too difficult to tear down, too difficult to set up. It's too much work. And I certainly don't want to do that in my room. You're gonna buy his own brownstone? Man. Mickey G, hello. Easy just doing it when roommates are not home? I mean, yeah, that's doable, but also I don't even know what to do. I'm not even that good of a cook, so if anything, I feel like I don't even know what I would make. But I guess that's part of the fun, right? It's just to hang out and make anything. Make ramen. Put some egg, some dumplings or something. Veggies. We need to get a Doi to do a cook stream. Oh my god, his cook stream would be wild, I'm sure. Roommate reveal, good excuse. Oh god, no. Cup noodles, hot water done. Yeah. Easy peasy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's one way to go about it, that's for sure. They're a 5-star Michelin cook. I mean, they do cook very nicely. Snap, reminds me I need to make some pizza dough. Oh, yum. Yum, yum, yum. But yeah, streams in the past 5 years, I mean, there have been so many new streamers, that's for sure. That's where it's changed. Format hasn't changed too much. There's been a lot of cool creative stuff. I mean, like, I really like when Mintrelly first did a lot of the I Don't Mind sort of like mental health charity events, like when Tiny would do like the St. Jude's charity stream for children. Like I really liked when for example, more recently, like Mr. Like Interloper Creative comes up with very cool ideas for his stream. He drums, he does a bunch of other stuff. You know, back in the day, like Chubbies would also play a lot of games on stream. like indie games, like party games, indie games, etc. Yeah, I think that's one other thing that like streaming has changed a bit on. Chubis is cracked at Tetris. Oh, I know. I've seen him play Tetris. Yeah, I've seen him play Tetris quite a lot of times actually. He's really good at playing Tetris. Yeah. Yeah, no, he is very good. Do it for April Fools, announce a cooking stream, then just go live with a pot of hot water cup noodles. Oh boy. Food channel always busting in the Discord. Oh yeah. People eat well, yo. I'm always excited for it though. Diego, what's secret talent? Is my secret talent not just doing keyboard stuff? Okay, fine. I guess to people out there, maybe keyboards are like a secret talent, but I guess to y'all, I could say, I mean, I used to play taiko, which is like Japanese drumming. So I used to play music. I don't have instruments anymore or anything. Well, actually not anymore. It's like I never really had them myself because they're very expensive. But I used to play in an ensemble. So I used to play music. Other than that, I mean, I don't really do sports anymore. How is keyboarding a secret talent or a hidden addiction? Nah, bro, you spent 8 hours lubing stabs? Please. You don't tell me about lubing until you talk to Drew's Switch lubing. Gotta avoid the dust. Anti-dust technique. Telling ya, man. Imagine getting noise complaints from the neighbors if you play taiko in apartments. Oh yeah, it would be horrible. I mean, well, to be honest, the kids upstairs, that live upstairs, like my upstairs neighbor, the kids run around like bouncing balls and stuff, and like it's so loud. But that's occasionally, and then I think like the building across or next door or something like, or like the next building over, they do karaoke, like really late at night sometimes. So there's that, I guess. Please don't talk about Drew's Switch lubing. Okay. No goalpost moving here tonight. That doesn't look straight. There we go. Okay. That play is getting made for 2 years, full stop. Oh no. Wait a sec, what's gonna be the cutoff for this? These PCBs sometimes get a little confusing. Okay, that's what it is. Wait a sec. Ugh. Is this the wrong H60? Shoot. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to see if I have a south-facing H60. This is always annoying. BRB. Oh, poggers. We found one. The one thing about H60 is that I don't like that there's 10 variations. Okay, so this is the thing. In my opinion, my humble opinion, first of all, is that I personally think Enter should just be south facing, to be honest. That's my take. Enter should just be south facing. There's really no interference. If you know how to properly put your stabs on the PCB, there's no interference between a right shift and an enter. Have to clip your corner a little bit on your screw and stab, just do it. It's fine, it's easy. For the spacebar, it depends. Because yeah, if you do south facing, then you have to design with that in mind, which eats up at the bezel, blah 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 blah, all those things. Wait, these are TX stabs? The packaging was so different? Yeah, so this is the new packaging, I'm pretty sure. The most recent. So if you order TX stabs now, they come in the new packaging, I'm pretty sure. Like the foam better, not gonna lie, but foam is not recyclable, so it's worse waste wise. The foam bent wires? Oh, is that right? Too rigid maybe? I guess that makes sense. What you're saying is the old packaging is vintage now? Yeah, sure. Sometimes I see the odd one to buy old GMK trays on the Mac market. Yeah, I see that sometimes too. It's kind of funny. But I mean, I kind of see why. They stack nice, I have a bunch of them and they're nice and all. Old packaging sounds better. Jesus. Oh boy. Excited for the build-a-thon. Hope your day has been going well. It's been going well. Thank you so much, Mr. Extra Priest. I was actually if you didn't hear earlier, I mean you probably weren't here earlier, but I was saying that my PC is currently surviving thanks to your thanks to the RAM that you sent out. So thanks for that. Sorry to ask again, what were your thoughts on the cream plus inserts? My thoughts overall were that they sound good. The only thing is, the inserts do make your switches essentially a long pole switch. So if you don't like long pole switches, then the insert switches are not really for you. Another thing is that copper and titanium both sound louder than their plastic only counterpart. Copper being louder than the titanium. And silicone is kind of like typing on a silent switch, sort of. It's so RGB. I can't even see the RGB because my case is facing that direction, and well, I can't see, and the window is that direction, so I can't see it from where I'm sitting. So yeah. Alright, let's test out the stabs. Less like gang, I'm the same? Yeah. I'm just used to it, I guess. The goalpost mover is here. Who let him in? Oh, welcome back, Mr. Kupo. How's it going? Board color goes good with chat's matte. Oh yeah, it's pretty nice, right? It's like kind of blends in a little. It's like a loud color with a very loud colored matte. pretty good. Hydrate? Okay, sure, I'll hydrate. I need to get some water poured into my bottle. Alright. Sounds pretty good to me. Alright. Putting the rest of the switches on now. Should be the rest of the build. That should be pretty quick. Watch out, one drunk man. Druva is gonna reply with a troll face and cut out the chain of dancing emotes. Sorry, I'm just stirring the pot. Oh no! What will he ever do? Diego's an instigator? Why did he wake the demon? Holy shit, am I so glad I got this colorway, so good. It's a nice hot pink. This hot pink is super nice. It's definitely very unique. You don't see this kind of colorway out there as much. At least these days anyway. Don't really think I see much of that. It's not like I haven't seen this color, it's just like you just don't see it much. Ah, shoot, I bent the pen. The only other one is Unicorn R1 that I can remember, but it's a different one too. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those colors that you won't really ever have an exact replica, right, I feel? Because I feel like every time you do the anode bath, it's gonna end up a bit different, just like ever so slightly different. So, yeah. Yeah, it would be a color that would be more likely to be seen Cerakoted than anodized, I feel. But certainly not uncommon. I mean, certainly not a color that I haven't seen at all, but it's definitely uncommon, yeah. Which of the inserts do you like best for creams? I think if you want something loud, go for the copper. If you want something in the middle, go for titanium. Silicone is nice if you like more like a silent switch. I personally didn't like the silicone that much because I don't like silent switches. But if you are someone who needs a like a quieter switch, then silicone is nice. Like it pretty much dampens the downstroke like significantly. So it depends on whether that's your cup of tea. But for me, I would prefer to go maybe with the titanium or even just no inserts fine. But I guess for the sake of trying the inserts out, yeah, like copper or titanium are both pretty solid. Are they smoother than normal creams? Well, so they did have a little bit of factory lube on the legs and on the like the floor of the bottom housing where like the spring is like around, right? Where it would touch the spring, so like there's a little bit less spring ping, but there you can still hear the crunch of the spring because the spring itself is kind of dry. But as far as smoothness goes, it's like, yeah, they were smooth stock, but were they much smoother than stock creams? Not a huge amount, no. I still feel like, I mean, I can grab, where are they? Like, Lube was pretty nice, but... Just to clarify, a 2.1 corn drop-in should drop right in? No, you can't, Yeffy. The orientation for the... Wait, 2.1? No, you can't. No, the placement of the JST is different. So and the daughter board is also different. It's like inverted. I mean, like, this is stock, and I think, yeah, this is a bit smoother maybe than like what people generally talk about cream switches to be. So it is pretty smooth, but I would say it's, yeah, it is a bit smoother than like what people kind of perceive of cream switches. Maybe it's just the mold improving, I'm not sure. But they technically don't say like they've been broken in. Like, they're not saying that these are the cream dream switches. But yeah, Yeffy, I believe the Unicorn 2.1, 2.2 won't fit on this. Because of the way the orientation of the JST is basically inverted too. Like the daughter board, my bad. So... yeah, I believe it's supposed to be a different PCB. At least that's what someone said earlier too. So that's what I think Mr. Cute was here earlier and he said that too. He confirmed that. Yeah, so it's based on the H60, but it was changed a bit, yeah, because, I mean, it was only changed because of the daughter board has to go upside down instead of, like, you know how this daughter board has a port on the up, like facing up, on the Unicorn it's upside down. So that's why it was switched. Yeah, you screw it in from the bottom, not from the top. So the polarity is switched. All right. All right, let's build this up. All right. It'll work on the moon tower? Yeah, I think the moon tower should work. Okay. Let's get soldering. Alright, folks. So, I guess while we're soldering, let's talk about, of course, last quick shout out of the year for our sponsors of the channel. First of all, big shout out to From Scratch USA, Ruby, for sending out the cables that we're trying out today and that we checked out earlier. Big shout out to Novel Keys, who sent out those Cream Plus switches that we reviewed earlier briefly in the first hour of the stream. Of course, not a sponsor of the stream, but big shout out to Mr. Yeffy from Alchemy for sending out this board for us to build today. And of course, a shout out to all the other sponsors who support the channel. There is Mr. Salvin. There is Space. Space is actually very generously sending out a set of GMK Wasabi and a kit of Stellar R2 for us to give away during the build-a-thon that's coming up on January 4th. I announced that on my social media channels, but more info there. But yeah, they also graciously donated some prices as well. Nalki's donated a box 75 for us to give away at one point. So yeah. But yeah, do check out all the sponsors of the channel though. There are many of them. Earlier somebody asked about where I got my screw trays, the Bongo Cat trays. Those are from CVV Planet. You can also get custom plates from CVV Planet. There's Kinetic Labs, Project Keyboard, Prime Keyboards, OmniType, From Scratch for custom cables, Canon Keys of course if you're looking for in-stock key sets, keyboards, switches, all kinds of things. HKB US office also donated a prize for our build-a-thon coming up. They actually will be giving away a HKB Snow Type S for the event. So thank you again to Mr. Chase from HKB for generously donating a price for the event as well. But yeah, check out all the sponsors, guys. They hold sales on occasion, but also just in general, they are wonderful vendors that I've had the pleasure to work with. And they're all listed on my sponsors channel, exclamation sponsors for that. And of course, as I mentioned, for the build-a-thon, it's going to be held on January 4th, this coming Wednesday. I will be starting in the mornings, late morning slash basically at around like noon. But yeah, I announced it for 11 AM of a start. I think plus minus it might give or take. I'll start like around that time. I'll announce more of that like closer to the actual event on Wednesday. But I'll have a lot of builds to do. So we'll be hanging out for a while. I'm actually not gonna set a timer for the event. So it will be a subathon, but I don't think I'll need to set a timer. I'll just do the builds as I go through them. If I just happen to be like extremely tired, like I can't go on at all, then I'll probably stop. But otherwise, I probably will be streaming for like basically the entire day. Might have some guests, maybe. And then yeah, so we'll just hang out, build boards as we hit donation, subs, and bits goals. You guys will get to have a chance at giveaways for many different prizes. But yeah, you know how long it'll go? I mean, at the minimum, I think it's gonna be like 12 hours. Because I have a lot of builds anyway. And then, you know, I'll probably have to eat food and stuff in between, whatever. So yeah. Feel Good Music didn't donate to Mr. Sleeves hoodie. I don't think he knew about it to even be able to donate for that, but I also didn't ask him per se, so. And I don't know, it wouldn't feel appropriate to ask him, so yeah. Is it going to be a lightning cord meetup on stream? Not like anything big, no. I believe 2 people who are local are coming by, possibly. It's actually unsure, but at least so far it seems like there might be a couple people coming by to supportive role. If you don't bring food, you're not allowed in. Hello, any plans for the new year? I'm honestly just gonna chill for the new year like holiday actually. Like I'm just gonna take it easy. I don't know, watch some anime, just chill out, eat something, you know. Just have a chill and easy time, to be honest. Don't really want to do anything crazy. So that's pretty much the plan as far as that goes. I don't know what's better than that, to be honest. I hope they bring pizza and tacos. I don't know. I hope they bring something else, to be honest. Tacos are good though. Pizza, it's okay. I can always have it though. There's a few pizzerias around here. All right, that's done. Pizza rolls though. I don't think I've had a pizza roll in a long time. But also, why rolls when you can just have slices? Can only enter with code? That's like KBQ basically, right? Pizza tacos? Easy. Huh, pizza ingredient in tacos? Doesn't sound terrible. It'll be cold and not good. Yeah. Sushi pizza? What would that even be like? Don't really want to imagine it. Sundubu! Oh, sundubu is good. Actually, yeah, comfort food is the best. Best way to do it, especially for like a, if I'm gonna do like a long ass stream, I would rather eat something that doesn't, like, wouldn't like fall weird on my stomach, you know? It's kind of just, yeah. Don't want anything that's too heavy or too crazy. The stream makes me want tteokbokki. Oh, yummy. Haven't had tteokbokki in a bit. Bulgogi? Bulgogi is good. Yeah, bulgogi is alright. It's not like my favorite, but it's pretty. It's definitely up there though. Still, it's pretty good. I used to make a lot of it. Calzones? Calzones are good. Oh wait, let's test the PCB first before we actually put it on to the board. I wanna try tteokbokki. It's actually not that difficult to make. If you can try to look it up. Alright, let's test. Wait, why is this in ISO? Weird. Also, why is my layout? Oh, right. This one is not flash with my layout. Okay, there. Test matrix. Can buy pre-pack from any Korean supermarket? That's true. But also, I believe Mr. Nacho is in Chile. Although, are there a lot of Korean people in South America now? I don't know about Chile though. I know there's a lot in Argentina. Alright, cool. So that works. Tteokbokki's top tier, especially spicy ones. I mean, isn't it supposed to be spicy? Just generally speaking. Okay, so before I actually put this board, this plate into the build, I just want to show you the internals a bit closely. So this is what the internal looks like of the board here. So as you can see, it has ledges for the O-ring to sit on. Says Alchemy model AL.6 manufactured in New Jersey, USA. So all of the parts of the AL.6 are manufactured in the USA. Yeah. Very, very nice. But yeah. AL.6 already ran. It's currently running. It ends on January 1st. It's in the build command actually, the link. Hell yeah, made in America, uh-huh. That's correct. Also the production unit PCB is going to be black and oh, O-ring. And also what else? I guess this JST connector cable is a little bit longer than it should be, but that's just what I have here. But it'll probably be a bit you know, nice and fitted for the actual run. Yeah, just prototyping still. Just the battle hardened version is sold out. Does the JST channel seem unusually shallow? It should be fine if you're not using a sleeved cable, I think. And even then, I think there might be enough space. But probably best to check that with Yeffy. But right here, right now, it seems fine. How long has the O-ring mounting been around? I guess since like OTD, right? So 6, 7 years, maybe 8 years. I don't know. Wait, how long is this? Wait, well, let's say it's 2023 already. So, 8 years. When was a 356 mini? Like 10 years ago? Maybe. I don't know. Oh no! Oh, did I drop? Oh. It's buffering. Oh, Spectrum. Oh, internet providers. Are we back yet? Yeah, I keep spiking a little at times. Just a few times this stream, but technically it seems okay. It's fine now? Okay, great. Alright, so it's all good now. Alright, so what key set are we gonna put on this? I'm trying to think actually. Let me think of what to put on this. What would I want to put on this board? Let me think. Let me see, key sets. Future Funk? That's not a bad idea. Wait, I think I have Future Funk on my Praxis IM. Muted. Yeah, Miami Nights could work, yeah. Miami Nights on the Sunset 80 right now, but I could pull that from there. CRPJP Blackpink. Miami Nights or Future Funk? Okay. Looking at other sets, let me see. Okay. I'm gonna name a bunch of sets. Don't disregard whether it fits or not, okay? I have Taiti, Toko, Maestro, Oni, Serica, Striker, Muted, Mr. Sleeves, Noir, Frostwitch, Copper, Rudy, Ursa, Fundamentals, Grand Prix, Yuru, Hammerhead, Pono, Nuke Data, Mudbeam, Monkey, Crimson Cadet, Dracula. Oh, Dracula could be good. Analog Dreams could be good. Cyan, Chocolatier, Oblivion, Pre-Press, Deadbeats, Q1, ASCII, Soare, Polybius could be good. Lux, Sandstorm, Alter. No, maybe not Alter. Oblivion with Hagoromo. Skeletor, Triumph Adler, Skymoto, Modern Dolch, Red Samurai, Calm Deaths, and Space Cadet. Okay, that's all I have. Let's see. And do you have green sets? I'm not gonna put a green set on this. Why am I gonna put a green set on this? Okay, let's do a poll. Can a mod put a poll up for... I'm not gonna... Let's say not Future Funk. Actually, okay, fine. Let's put Future Funk, Dracula, Miami Nights, and Analog Dreams. Yeah, those 4 sets. Put a green set. I want to see the YouTube comments. Oh, and oh, I have Handerby too. And then I have Handerby too. Can't pull on mobile? Fine, I'll do it. I'll do it myself. Ugh. What the fuck? Drew is so useless. Yeah, Drew is so useless. SMH. Literal cosmetic Jenny. That's fine. Alright, pull. Key set on AL.6. Dracula. Future Funk. What do we say, guys? Dracula, Future Funk, Analog Dreams. And what was the fourth set? Crap. I missed oh, on Miami Nights, that's right. And then I guess backup option, Wob. Easy. Alright, I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Meanwhile, I clean this up. There's a lot of random crap here. Oh, yeah. Please use GMK Amphibious Deeds? What the heck is Amphibious Deeds? Oh, Analog Dream is pretty popular. Cool. Yeah, that sounds like a good set to put on. Sorry, Analog Dreams. Analog Dreams looks ugly as hell? Drew, you look ugly as hell. What? Dude, P-Weight said slap. What are you even talking about? I hate it? It's fine. It's not fine, but it's okay. It's okay to have no taste. Not even bad taste, just no taste. Reminds me of Jim K. Noel. I think Jim K. Noel is probably like louder, you know? Alright, Analog Dreams it is. Very close. Miami Nights could have made it, but I guess it didn't. Where's my it's okay, I put it somewhere over there, I think. Alright, Analog Dreams it is. Thank you to the other person that voted Wob. Is Jim K. Noel also from your camp? I'm not sure. Oh, why can't I pick a key set? Oh, sorry, it's because I forgot, but that's too late. It's because I forgot to enable it again since last stream. That's probably why. I didn't realize. I was like, oh, nobody has chosen a key set. Why is that? And then I just realized now that you asked. Too late. Alright, I'll be right back though. Recount hours here, okay? Stop the votes! Stop the count! Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, Analog Dreams. I'm gonna use the Latin alphas because I like them more. But yeah. That label way too long? Oh, it's okay. To save label material? Ugh. It's okay, Avo. Just buy one fewer bag of switches and you'll have more labels to use. My bad. I had it plugged in. Sorry. Always forget that sometimes I leave it plugged in. Bad mistake. That's how you get. That's how I dox myself. I don't make that mistake again, Nacho. It's disabled. Not since then. Oh, hi, Patty. How's it going? How's your trip to Korea? I know you're back already I know you've been back for a bit, but how was that? Diego hasn't been the same since. It was okay? It was okay? And post like all this great food and like 10 million strawberry milk tea or whatever. Has a great time with family and friends, basically. The old Korean men yelled at her a lot? Wait, why? I mean, that said, I mean, I'm not surprised when you say that's Korea. She didn't speak Korean? I mean, yeah. That sure sounds like Korea to me. This is exactly why I would have moved to Korea, because it sucks. In that regard, at least. I don't think I'll change my opinion on that anytime soon. K-pop's cool. It's alright. Man, I kind of just want to use the step control because the step caps is kind of ugly. Should I just do that, guys? Should I just use step control because the step caps is kind of ugly? Only delusional Korea boots would want to move to Korea as a foreigner. Damn. Very savage. But not terribly wrong, I guess. What does it look like? Here's your comparison. Korea props the most racist Asians against other Asians, against like the world, Patty. Not just against other Asians, against like everyone. I'm sorry to say, I mean, I know that the world has changed a little bit and all that, and you know, benefit of the doubt and yada yada, but I don't know. I don't know. Visiting is nice. I love Korea. I love visiting there. It's such a lovely place and has a lot of nice things and fun things to do, but yeah. I want to live there. Caps, no thank you. Okay. Step control. It is. Also, where's my Y key? You guys see my Y key here? Oh, here. Got Okay, let's pick an enter, maybe based on the artisan that I pick. So I have yellow enter, pink or purplish enter, and like this teal enter. And then I'm gonna grant my artisanal keycaps shortly. Bro, it has caps? Yeah, it does. This colorway is fantastic. It's called Analog Dreams. I don't know why Mr. P. Wade made a change to this caps legend. It's kind of ugly. But it's okay. I'll support him otherwise. I think it's fine. Alright, let's see. This looks terrible. Miami Nights was better. Jeez. Gonna match up some artisans with colorways here. That fits. That sort of fits. It's not quite, but it's kind of colorful and there. It's not quite close, but again, one of those things that kind of fits. There's that tux that fits. This sort of fits this one too. I mean, this yellow is kind of a bit bright. Not quite the same, but yeah, it's fine. Where was that? There's this Cthulhu too. Kind of works. And this as well. Yellow bongo, easy GG, yellow enter, get wrecked. Okay, yellow bongo it is. D7 on the CC. A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? No. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? What's D7 supposed to be? Bought my way to victory? Yeah, that's what Mr. Yeffy just did. A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Count A on this. Oh, my bad. A, B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, the function. Yeah, sure, fine. I'll put the function key. Hey, I have an excuse. This is holidays, okay? I'm just chilling. Bing chilling. Alright. Oh, Totoro typing test. Oh no. Okay, fine. I'll be right back. Bing chilling, yes. I'll be right back. Alright, hi, I'm back. I'm back. Who is this person making me do push-ups? Alright, yeah, fine, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. Oh, man of my word. I'll do these push-ups. Did Diego even show the Star Wars sets? Oh, I was gonna show you at the end, because otherwise it would be too late. Or too late for the rest of the build. That way it's just like whoever wants to stay can stay. But I figure people wanted to see the cream switches first. Alright. Typing. Kinda looks a little dark, huh? Does this look kinda dark, guys? Should I raise the ISO a bit? I think that looks a little better. It looks a little dark, huh? All right. Okay. Here we go. So tonight, we have this this build with SP Star Polaris gray switches. These are Lube with 205 grade 0 on an aluminum plate. These have 60 gram, I think TX springs, I think that's what I put in. It originally had 67, but I don't like higher than 65, so I just replaced them. And yeah, this is GMK Analog Dreams for the key set. And so let's try it out. All right, let's give it a shot. I am Tien. Thank you so much for the Prime Gaming sub. All right, let's go. There it is. Sounds really good. It sounds really nice. I actually really like this too. The MX Blacks have a very characteristic sound that MX Blacks only have, but this also sounds very good. GMK Amphibious Teats. Sounds like an input device though, yes. Very nice sound. Yeah, it's a nice sound. Alright, here are the modifiers just to compare. there it is. Sounds really good. I actually really like with these switches. I think it sounds solid. There's no like hollowness or any kind of weird resonance or anything like that, which is really nice. Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy about how the build turned out. So I'm okay with the different switches that we're using here. Sounds really good. IMO. Now do push-ups? Wait, I already did them. I already did the ones that people redeemed earlier. But yeah, oh Yeffy, oh killed it. Thanks for great stream. No problem, buddy. I didn't see them. What do you mean? That's not true. I'm not doing them again. You guys are lying. All right. Typical Diego. He must be lying. Uh-huh. Of course. All right. Because I'm a huge liar. All right. But yeah, what do you guys think? Pretty good, right? Sounds really nice, I think. I do kind of wonder what it sounds like relative to the unicorn that I have here, which has different switches, but should be, I guess, more similar than not. So we can check. Let's see. Alright. Mr. Streamer, why do you have 3 control keys? Because the caps is a caps only legend key. This had a, what did I put on this board? This has a full FR4 plate. It's a full FR4 plate. Weird. It's like weird residue. I don't know what that is. Kind of dirty. Anyway, so no, this is lavenders on FR4 here. Lavenders on FR4 on the unicorn. Do you usually do full BS or split BS on your personal 60s? It's like half and half probably for me. Yeah, it's probably like half and half for me. Yeah, it just depends on my mood. Sometimes I do split because it's nice to have 2 artisans. Sometimes I do full because it's nice to have the full backspace. I don't care. I can use whichever, however doesn't matter. How do you access arrow keys on 60? I use HHKB style arrows, so that's going to be like FN key up, left, right, down, like that. Yeah. That's how I access mine. So, yeah. But yeah, I do think the AL.6 sounds a bit deeper than the unicorn, but might be because of the switches, but I'm not sure. Yeah, you can also do function WASD and IJKL. Yeah. I do really like the hot pink on this. I mean, this is gorgeous. So let's remove this screen here. JW key just high pitch in general? Yeah, I would say so as well. Although, I mean, yeah, I mean, have to like side to side compare everything. And yes, a lot of PCBs nowadays are I mean, most PCBs nowadays are programmable in custom keywords at least. So you can always program it however you want if you are not comfortable with that particular configuration. But yeah. Alright, let's show off the board itself. So... Are those moondrop variations? Yes, they are. They are indeed moondrop variations. Alright. Oh, not focused. Here is our AL.6 from Mr. Yeffy Alchemy. They're one of my all-time favorite IEMs. Nice. Yeah, I really like them. And here's the side profile. There's a hot pink. The AL.6 engraving on the blackened brass weight. Blackened and brushed. Looks so good. That's the side profile on this side. It almost looks like a two-piece case, but it's a one-piece. It's really gorgeous. It's really nice. The hammered effect is very cool, yeah. Really like this. This is very nice. You guys see how the taper, that lip applies on the sides, but it's like kind of tapers off towards the center and then it goes back out. This is really cool. Very nice machining, and overall the design here is very clean. Very nice. It's a very nice touch. Yeah, no, it looks good. It looks really good. I'll take a closer look here. In slightly different lighting. It's very nice. It's a nice build. I'm excited to use this board for a bit. But I already like it. I mean, it's I would say it's pretty solid. I won't say it's not like crazy flexible, but it's kind of like the Unicorn, where I think like a full plate tends to not be super flexible, but it's nice and bouncy, and like, I mean, it's like nice and soft type on. And it's not very harsh and uncomfortable feeling for the return. And the sound of the board itself is pretty good, so I really like it. I really like how this feels overall. This also fits a standard H60 PCB, so very easily replaceable PCB if you ever needed to. Plates, pretty easy as well. So once you have the case, it's pretty easy to swap out builds on this, which is nice. Yeah. Is this yours? Yes, this is mine to keep. I will be keeping this board, actually. So big thank you to Mr. Yeffy, who went out of his way. I asked him for the hot pink, and then later he showed me the pink with the regular brass, and I was like, I kind of want the black in the brass because it has that black pink look. Haha. Just kidding. But anyway, that's just a joke. But you know, I really like the contrast, and so he went out of his way to do the blackened brushed brass look. So yeah, so it looks great. Yeah. Okay, I tried. This is what many minutes of Totoro costume does to me. So there you have it. But yeah, it looks great. I'll probably be using it for a while. So yeah, lovely 60%. And this hot pink is a brand new addition to my collection. I've never had a board this loud of a color. So pretty excited to have this because it's just so different from other boards. I mean, all the boards I have are like what? I have like silver, gray, black. I mean, of course, like the classic ones, I have some reds, some blues, but never like a pink this bright. Yeah, if you have a Discord, yes, they do. You can just check out the let me see, alchemy.cnc Discord. Where's your Discord link, buddy? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Thanks, Yeffy. Yeah, no, I think this color combo is ace. I think this is the best color combo. But, you know, that's just me. But yeah, if you're going to buy this board, feel free to just check out the link in the build description. But otherwise, I mean, you can just go to Alchemy's website and find all the details there. It's definitely a premium board in the sense that it commands a premium price, and it's made in the USA, which is the price tag you're paying. It's a lot of work and it costs a lot just to make things here in the US, so it factors into the price. And overall, I'm very pleased about the typing experience, so it's something that I would definitely recommend if you are willing to spend the money for it. That said, I won't deny the fact that there are many other boards out there that you could probably get for cheaper. But I think if you love the look, if you love the colors and the configuration, you know, and you have the funds to afford it, go for it. It closed on January 1st, so on the new year. So just FYI. And for the time zone, we're Eastern time, so like New York time would work for you if you want to check the time for that. So it's going to be on the 31st for those in Asia, for example. I mean, sorry, on the 2nd really, or late in the 1st for those in Asia, and then early in the morning or early in the day for those in like the West Coast. How does it compare to Midway 60? I don't know. I have not tried the Midway 60. Unfortunately. I might have tried it at a meetup, but don't remember it very well. It was not for long, if anything. So I cannot tell you. Unfortunately. But, well, I just like kind of briefly checked it with the Unicorn. It's similar. Typing feeling wise is very similar, assuming that the material is going to be the same. And they're both very sturdy and nice boards. So there's that. So if you wanted like a Unicorn-like board, this board is perfectly equivalent in that regard. It's a very nice and it's a nice and pretty board with the same mounting style, and that will also have replaceable parts. And so would recommend if you're into it. Okay, folks, I think that will be the last stream of the year. Probably. I'm probably gonna take tomorrow off, tomorrow Saturday, and I'll probably see you guys on the 4th when I am doing my build-a-thon. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, in the back of the room over there I have a ton of boxes right there. Those are all boards that I'm gonna build. I have switches being prepared and stuff. I have a bunch of prizes lined up. So a lot of key sets, a lot of boards to give away. Of course, they'll be given away as we hit certain marks. But would be happy to see you guys on the 4th. But otherwise, do want to wish you guys all the best. I hope you guys had a good 2022 and you have a good start to 2023. And again, I'm very thankful for all of you guys for you guys just supporting, for being here, just, you know, having a good time. And so I really hope that that, you know, 2023 is an even better year for all of us, really. So let's see if anybody's, I'm not sure if anybody's streaming right now, so I'm gonna just double check here. Let's see, keyboard tag. I see Mr. Tim Keyless is streaming. Let's go raid Mr. Tim Keyless. So we haven't raided Mr. Tim Keyless in quite a long time, I think, because I never see him live. So it would be nice to read him. But yeah. Add a Keycap puller from us as part of the giveaway stream as well. Wait, you sure? Okay. Alright. We're adding a Keycap puller like this one from Alchemy as part of the giveaway. So stop by and you'll might have a chance to win an awesome Keycap puller. Courtesy of Mr. Yeffy from Alchemy. I'll talk to Yeffy about all that. But yeah. 99 Go Glaze as well? Okay. We can raid whomever. If you guys have a choice, you can pick. You guys, who should I raid? 99 Go or Tim? I don't mind. Tim is doing the Ripple TKR from Canon Keys. 99 Go is doing a Live Oak, which is the Topre aftermarket housing. Oh, it's like split. Okay. I guess I'll just pull it really quick then. Just pick one, guys. Tim, 99. 1 minute, go. I vote Topre. End the year with the big thok. Not with the, end the year not with a bang, but with a thok. I'm so lame. I'll stop these jokes. In 2023, you'll see more of these jokes, but for now, I'll stop. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate you guys. That was a good one. Froze? Okay. 99 Go. Anyway, Happy New Year, friends. Oh wow, stream is dropping. Alright, friends. There's our raid message. Again, thank you all. Happy New Year. Friends, I'll see you guys on the first week of January for the build-a-thon. But until then, goodbye, friends. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see y'all later.